We can't start without Ann.
Feels wrong.
I swear I saw you earlier today.
Yeah. You follow me around?
Yep, we're good.
Okay. Going to call to order this regular meeting of the Charter Revision Commission for August 13, 2025. May I have a roll call, please?
Sure. Brown.
Here.
Cochran.
Here.
Hoganson. Knopfschneider. Metz.
Here.
Neal.
Present.
Paholka.
Here.
Weaver.
Okay, next item is to approve our agenda. Do you have any additions or changes? Okay. Does that need to vote for that?
No, you're good.
Okay. All right, next up on the agenda is to approve the minutes of both June 11th and July 9th meetings. I asked Ms. Manovsky to make a couple of corrections on July 9th. First was to indicate that Jennifer Knopfschneider's absence was unexcused. And the second one was a mistake I think I may have made, which was under item 4
Yeah, it was 8.10 and 8.11 instead of,
instead of 13.3. So
Something,
that should
yeah.
read 8.10 and 8.11 that our subcommittee talked with the group about. Any other additions, corrections, or deletions from either set of minutes? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes
Of both June 11th and July 9th.
of June 11th and July 9th.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Minutes are approved. Okay, there were no communications. Committee reports, there are none. Before we go into old business, I do want to raise the issue of Jennifer's absences. I've been giving this a great deal of thought. I have gone through the minutes of every meeting to kind of tally up what she has missed, but most significantly at this point, per our attendance policy and the rules that we approved in November, it says no member of the Charter Commission may be absent for 2 consecutive unexcused meetings. In the event that any member misses 2 consecutive unexcused meetings or is convicted of any act constituting misconduct in office under the provision of this charter, a city ordinance, or state law, their position will be declared vacant. Members of the Charter Commission are required to notify the city clerk if they are going to be absent. So I regret to say, but I think under the circumstances, we would be well advised at this juncture to keep Jennifer's seat vacant based on
The rules.
the rules.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so I need a motion to approve that. Do I have a motion to declare the seat held by Jennifer Knopfschneider vacant per Charter Revision Commission rules approved November 23rd, 2023?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Karen can write it down.
I'm writing as fast as I can. And then Metz.
I'll second.
Let me do a roll call on this one.
Brown. Cochran.
Yes.
Hoganson.
I should not vote because I was not here for discussion.
There was no discussion.
There wasn't a discussion.
Yeah.
You walked in and it was beginning.
Oh, okay, yeah, then aye.
Okay. Metz.
Aye.
Paholka.
Yes.
Weaver. Yes. I'm sorry, Foster. I just realized I skipped you. Foster.
All right. Can I abstain?
You cannot.
I didn't think so. All right, yes.
Okay. All right, old business. Last but not least, let's vote on this, shall we? Farmers market update. I think 5 of us have been out there. 5 of us had had the same sad, sorry experience. We do know, however, that there are people in the city who have things on their mind about the
Yes,
city.
yes.
That does not happen to pertain to the charter.
Yes.
Or when you actually get them to engage.
Yes, okay. So I think we can just do a simple vote on this one. Is there anyone, well, all in favor of
Terminate.
terminating, thank you, that was the verb I was looking for.
Discontinue.
Terminating our project to have a charter table at the farmer's market, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. I think maybe we just need to notify, what's her name?
Emma.
Emma.
Yep, I can
was
let her know
thinking
tomorrow.
Emily. We need to just notify Emily that they will no longer need to set up a table in the tent for us.
Okay.
I messed about doing that, though.
They really
Yes, they were very
Emma was
accommodating,
super
Brian.
nice.
Thanks for all the work you did on that, too.
Okay. All right, sections 8.1 and 8.11. Review of, now, yeah, we had sent you folks the draft that we had presented to the department heads. Mr. Reddick sent back some edits, and I had Karen include for us the red line copy and the clean copy, so that you could have a look at it. And I wanted to go through this with you, so let's talk about it. And, okay, that's not the right. There are two documents from him here. Come on. Okay, there we go.
Everything should be in order of the agenda.
Yeah, my brain's not in order, that's the problem. Okay, under section 8.10, it looks to me like, yeah, he did, I think it was Brittany Douglas who had asked us about putting original budgeted operational expenses in. And it looks to me like Mr. Reddick has kind of supported that suggestion. Any discussion about that? How do you feel about that? Any problem with it? You okay with the Stace? Yep. Okay. Exceptions to the requirement include the following. And I also want to say I really appreciate that Mr. Reddick is also attending to grammar issues and active voice and all that kind of stuff while he's making his edits, which is hugely helpful. Okay, looks like item number C, where the city manager determines that obtaining competitive bids for a proposed purchase is not in the city's best interest. And what he has done is spelled out specifically. Because the purchase involves a specialized product that is provided by only one supplier typically that should be submits, by the way. Submits, that's a typo there. Did you find it? Bids for the product or in other similar circumstances, the city manager may authorize the purchase without competitive bidding, period. City manager shall report all instances of such authorizations to the city commission, and that's a change from a passive to active voice that he suggested at its next regularly scheduled meeting. Any issue with the suggested changes? You all good about that?
Yeah.
Next paragraph does not appear to have any changes. Moving down to section 8.11, emergency purchasing. Item A, in declaring an emergency under this section, the city manager shall obtain a formal written request from the appropriate department head describing the reason why emergency status is justified, the scope of the emergency, the estimated cost of the purchases or services needed to address the emergency, proof of sufficient budgetary funds, and a timeline of how and when the funds will be used. Anything that's not clear or anything problematic about that? Nope.
You pretty much just moved C to A.
Correct. Exactly what. Okay, and then he shortened it up a little bit. Item B, determine and approve the anticipated term of the emergency, which shall not exceed 120 days. He eliminated C and moved that up to A, as Foster just pointed out. And what becomes item C then is report the temporary suspension to the city commission at its next meeting. including the information described above in subsections A and B. Is that clear for everyone? No problem? Any suggestions, comments? We're all good with that? Okay, then,
I could understand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he made any substantive
no,
changes. I think that he just basically fixed it for us.
you just fixed it for us. Yes. And I seem to remember, being told that a trend now in the law is to adopt plain language, which is a good thing. Okay, so I'd like a motion to approve the suggested edits from Mr. Reddick on sections 8.10 and 8.11. A motion?
Me.
Ryan, second?
Second?
Let me have a roll call on this one.
Okay. Brown,
Yes.
Cochran,
Yes.
Hoganson,
Yes.
Metz,
Yes.
Neal,
Yes.
Pahulka,
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Okay, item C, review suggested ideas for term limits. Brian had sent forth with the exhortation to keep it simple.
Yep.
Basically just saying 3 terms, 3 consecutive terms, 4 commissioners, 2 consecutive terms for the mayor. My only issue with that is, and I'm operating on past experience, is that when people add up the numbers, they're gonna hit the 20. And they're gonna go, no, to the 20. So I don't know,
And yet, at the same time,
yeah,
we have a current commissioner who made it through 3 consecutive terms and took a break and got reelected.
yeah.
Presumably could serve another 2 terms.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, like, they had the support to get elected for a 4th term.
Well, and are they adding if we don't tell them to?
are they adding if we,
We're not saying that means that
That's what
somebody,
I say, put 8 and 12.
Or as stated, 3 and 2.
Yeah.
yeah,
3
I think
terms,
For terms?
3 terms and 2 terms?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I could go with
proceed
that.
under the assumption that they're separated. Because we have overwhelming survey data to support that, although the data is from a limited set, it's very clear that people want to see them separated.
I mean, I think that probably most people aren't even aware that they're not separated currently. I think most people would assume that they would be. Maybe, I'm just guessing.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think there is not great clarity among the people about the term situation with
Yeah.
the commission.
I know that the charter is not people's
Stacy,
favorite
can you pull
document
up
to read
5.5?
for pleasure.
Three. Where's the term limit one? It's, okay, it's number C, right?
Wow,
Okay.
that was fast, Stacy.
Um, So if we say, no person shall serve as a member of the city commission,
More than 3 terms?
Can we change it to no person shall serve as a city commissioner?
no person shall,
I like that clarification.
I think that's right on the money. That's
shall
a good
serve
thought.
as a city commissioner.
Because the mayor is not a city commissioner.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
sit on the commission, but they're the mayor.
That's a good point. So rather than saying more than 12 consecutive years, more than 3 terms?
Yeah, 3 terms.
We're suggesting,
Yeah.
not to say 4-year terms, just 3 terms.
Yes.
And no member, no person shall serve as mayor for more than 2 terms,
2 consecutive
2
terms.
consecutive terms.
Yeah.
I think that's be the best way to do it. Because
Yeah, my only question would be, do we need to spell out how long a term is somewhere else?
don't-
That's already in there.
It's already
I
there.
can't remember if it is.
5.5A.
It's an A.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And, the rule still stands, once they have reached a max on one set of terms, and usually, even though it says 1 year, it always works out to be 2 years because of the cycle of the municipal elections.
I could see it, would there be, what if, two commissioners died in a car accident together? I know, it's crazy, but I'm just saying, for example, if it was, if they couldn't have quorum because two people suddenly passed, I don't know,
Yeah.
freak accident or something.
And they go on vacation instead.
And never come back.
Right.
They go to Aruba and they're just like, you know what, I'm not leaving. And so then, would there be an election? Because there'd have to be a snap
You would
election
have
or
a
something.
special election.
Didn't we have this conversation the third month?
I can't remember things.
Yeah, we had this conversation, and that was day I
I'm
lost
saying
my mind.
they could,
I must not have been on here. at
You
that
need to go
time.
back and find it, because I flat off.
If you have resignations in the middle of terms, or if something dire were to happen, yes, there's a provision for holding special elections to
I'm just-
to fill
I'm
vacancies.
just making sure that we want to keep the 1 year and not change it to 2 years. Because you're saying it really can't happen, and I'm like, well, it could happen.
Special is somebody who was
Well,
previously in service for the full term runs during a special election.
Yeah.
Why do we want to change it?
Well, I'm not saying that we do, she's saying that it
That
never happens that
they're
there's 2 years.
precluded from running for
1 year.
2 years because of the election cycle. But in fact, he's pointing out there's the potential for special elections in which somebody could run and
But it still wouldn't be consecutive, because he didn't run in January, and they had to do another one in February, another election in February. He's got that month free, so it's,
honestly, it's an election, so I'm fine with it. Because it's an election, it's not.
okay, do we need to, for consistency then, on the line starts 1 year out of office shall qualify a person to serve as a city commissioner,
Yes.
to be consistent with what we just changed up top? Then do we need a commensurate statement for mayor? To serve as a city commissioner or as mayor, okay? Okay. I don't know that we want to vote on this one right now, if we are going to do public input on this issue. But this would be the verbiage that we would want them to be responding to. Right? Make sense? Okay, great. Good, 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 good. Okay. Next is, we had talked somewhat at length last meeting about more innovative ways to engage the public and entertaining them and feeding them and all that good stuff. And Ms. Hoganson here, I thought, came up with a very creative and innovative idea, which I'd like for her to present,
Oh, okay.
if she would.
Sure. So I'll just be brief. My idea is to have an event somewhere like Hemlock or North End Park, because we have access to those resources via the city. Pardon. So it would be at no cost to us or at minimal cost to us to access that space and open it to the public. And then what I would like to do is offer people a meal of some variety. We could see if we could get it donated, we could apply some of our resources to purchase it, but to have some kind of basically barbecue type of event that people can bring their families, their children to, in feel like they're not taking time away from their families or having to seek out childcare or anything else like that. Because a lot of the people that we're looking for responses from are people who are raising young children. If we did it at a place like Hemlock or North End Park, what we would be able to do is bring them in, engage the whole family. You know, my thought was sort of a series of stations where we have kind of gamified versions of the questions that we have from the survey that are sort of retooled and geared to be simpler, more fun, more engaging. Throw a ping pong ball in the hat if you support this versus that kind of thing. And the idea would be to walk them through like 5 or 6 major questions that we had as a part of the survey. That's sort of the cost of entry, so to speak. So in other words, you kind of snake your way through this little like entryway. You get your ticket or you get admission to the space where food's being served. Sit down, enjoy your meal with your family. If the kids want, they can run off and play on the splash pad. You hear like a maximum 5-minute presentation, right? Just about the sort of the biggest 3 or 4 questions that we have or biggest considerations that we have. Term limits, who can serve on city boards and resign to run or something along those lines. So that people get a little bit more of the nuance, but still in very plain terms. And then they maybe hear that on a rotation a couple of times with a Q&A opportunity while they enjoy their meal. And then as they exit, they go through the same little battery of gamified questions again. And we can then assess whether or not like attitudes or opinions have changed on it at all. So that was my idea. 1, see if the education that we're doing makes a difference, but 2, just kind of get baseline, attitudes, opinions on these particular matters, and give everybody a nice, chance to have a burger or a hot dog or whatever we do.
The message that I heard from Lemke, April Lemke was her name, I think, was people really enjoyed the fact that it was a relaxed, informal atmosphere while they were able to give their input. And I really liked the idea of pinning the term on the mayor.
I did have a couple of ideas for teams
For your
that
name,
let's see.
Where you have your visual breakdown of each issue projected on the screens, where would we?
I was kind of thinking just under the pavilion or someplace like that. So in other words, I think a lot of people are going to, if they're enjoying what they're eating or whatever, might tune out somebody who's just yapping at them about, like, political jargon. But if they also had a presentation, we could get a projector, we could get a screen, and we could put it up, or there could just be visuals on the table too. I just think it's important that people have something that in addition to what somebody is speaking at them, have something that they can kind of sink their teeth into visually.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
It could be a tripod.
It's gonna go in one ear and out the other. What do I want to ask you about this? Oh, focus groups, then we would need to have facilitators.
That was my thought, is that there may be some people who have a lot to share, and we don't want that Q&A to go on forever. We want to release people to be free to go recomplete the survey, have time to hang out with their kids, etc. So if there are people who have lots of thoughts and really want to get into the nitty-gritty on it, maybe we could suggest that we, bump those people out into a focus group and have somebody there just to kind of man those and take input from people who have more feedback than the average person in attendance.
Okay, discussion. What do you think?
First thing, thanks for doing this. This is a good idea. I like it. I think a Saturday afternoon would be better than a Friday night. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
And I like your ideas. They're all doable. I don't have a downside to it. I'm gone in September, so I won't be available if you decide to do it in September.
There's the downside, Brian. Why didn't you lead with that?
The whole month of September?
Would we be okay to recruit some volunteers if we had other folks who were not members of the CRC but were willing to help us out?
I don't see why not.
I think we'd want volunteers to like man the various stations,
Yeah.
or, you know, where it's like, they don't have to be an expert on it, they just have to be able to tell people, this is what you do here.
Yeah.
Here's your ticket for the meal, you go over there. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
We have 6 stations and each station needs a person.
I think
6 stations leaving.
the game ideas that I had are okay, but I would love to see them get some additional work from others, just because I think it should be really fun. It should be like playing cornhole. It shouldn't be like, it shouldn't feel super.
So they have to be able to like have intention with their results.
Yeah.
Like, it can't be
Yeah,
like,
that
oh,
would be good.
well, too bad, your hole went in the 6th term slot.
Maybe we get 2 Dunkin' booths, we
I'm
put
thinking-
Foster on one, whoever gets Dunkin' there, we'll move over to the other one, and then let the person decide which side they wanna dump them on.
I think, you do have a good point though, that if we can bring in potentially folks from the city and, you know, faces that people recognize, there maybe is a little bit more value to this event. But I would just say, I think it should be something that feels fun, and I think my vision is there's kind of somebody there to manage people as they go through the games, to make sure that they're not like, oops, you know, 6 terms in office for you or whatever. There are only very limited choices, and like, even if somebody is like handing off their stuff to their young child, for the young child to, you know, identify what their will is, and there's still somebody there to kind of manage it and make sure that what they're getting is what the person actually, the eligible voter actually intends.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's gonna be not a super big challenge, but our biggest like legwork is to make games that are like, to gamify questions without randomizing the
Yes.
results in a fun way.
How soon do you propose to do this?
I'd like to do it next month.
September?
So, yeah, but while we can be absolutely certain the weather is still gonna be good.
Well, the thing is, how are we going to, you know, we're gonna have to tabulate the game station results while they're eating. Clean them out if you're having them go back through them again a second.
No, that wasn't, no, my thought would be to have 2 separate game stations. So if you've got cornhole, set it up twice, right? So they go in one way and out another. So you collect one set of responses at the front end as they go in, and another set of responses at the back end.
Would we be tracking like individuals, like even as like, not like, oh, Anne voted this way, but like participant 1 voted this way going in, participant 1, like,
Do we wanna get that granular with our data?
We want to keep it as simple
I
as
don't think we
possible.
can.
probably not, I'm just thinking like,
I'm not sure we could, how we
I don't
would do that. Little chips.
yeah, I don't know, there's ways.
Okay. The big question here is, we need a little planning committee to do this.
Yeah. One other thing I would think we might add to it would be that it might be good to have like a piece of paper that they can take away with them. That
Yeah.
has some information on it, because
Yeah.
yeah, like just something, not like super in depth, but like, these are the topics that were covered. You're gonna forget half the information, but now you've got something that you can like, you know, refresh your memory and talk to other people about
I think that's a good idea.
as like they're exiting.
Yeah.
Or potentially something that they could also write on, like, I voted this way going in, I voted this way going out, for their own reference.
How do you propose to promote this?
Well, I had a series of thoughts. One, radio. I know Jen's been on Carlene Rose's show once already, but I think we could do another tour of it, I'd be happy to do it if she isn't interested. We talked a little bit last time about Chris Jane's podcast. I think we could wheedle out a spot on there if we tried. Pardon me. And then additionally, I think we should advertise it in the Pioneer. And certainly via social channels, all the free stuff available to us, Facebook, etc.
Flyers, will we have flyers?
Flyers at the event as takeaways, but I don't think we should do flyers advertising it. We could maybe do some posters around downtown at the farm markets.
That's what I was thinking, like,
But I wouldn't do like takeaway print pieces for
no,
individuals.
just like 20, something like that. When I did the Michigan Poet, it was hard to get more than about 20 up in Big Rapids and various places.
My thought is that we might solicit local businesses too, to see if they want to contribute anything to the event or, help drive people to it in any way. So if we wanted to do pluggers or if we wanted to do a poster at their location, I think it would make sense to approach them about that.
As I said, this is gonna require a lot of planning.
It's a big lift.
It's a big lift.
Another thing that's a little bit of a weeds on this, but have you guys thought about maybe putting some sort of a board you can put stuff in our lobby to that people, maybe we have stickers and they could put
Yeah.
stickers on it or mark that somehow too?
We
'Cause
could-
we get a lot of traffic.
We could do just kind of a really simplified 2D version of whatever the games we do at the event are, and leave people stickers and have them. My only concern is, my vision of it at the event is that there's like a person there kind of shepherding people through to make sure that they don't like grab a wad of stickers and just. That wouldn't necessarily be there out in the lobby all the time, and so we'd have to figure out a way to set it up so that a person can kind of only offer input once.
I can ask, because the planning commission, they've done it before too.
We could look at best practices for how other peoples have done it, and I bet other people have done it, and I bet we can figure it out. Cool. I like that idea.
So who wants to help plan?
I'll help.
Yeah. More?
Well, what I can do to help,
Are you kidding? You're chock full of ideas.
not bad.
I heard you were throwing ragers down in Florida all the time when you were there.
Nope.
So maybe we could rely on you for some, if it's a September event. For September, I could help with.
Couple concerts, we got a lot of them.
Since Brian can't be there for the event, maybe he would help us plan it.
Like I say, I'm not gonna be around much, and I'm going to just Cleveland next week for the week, and then back for a week, and then we're in September, and I'm not positive when I'm leaving in September, but
You're going in September, back to Cleveland?
no, going to, Vermont, New Hampshire, Nova Scotia, we've never been that way. We've been all over the country except for that direction, so.
That's wonderful.
Not doing Maine in October.
Yeah, you need to kind of get a master plan list put together so you can kind of figure out what's what, so.
Well, how many stations are we talking about? So clear, we have certain ones, like the term limits is one. What are the
We
other?
have the term limits, we have
got 'em.
residents on boards,
Yeah,
that issue.
Resigned to run.
Designed to run.
So I kind of divided into.
The survey really was against
Six
that one.
It's in here under, she has 6 identified.
But some of those, there's the potential to consolidate that, right? I asked about term limits for mayor and commissioner separately, and then whether or not they should be included together or individually. So we could potentially, based on what Brian brought up earlier, narrow that down a little bit more. There isn't broad support, to be honest, in the survey data for folks from, who have a business in city limits or who have a second residence in city limits to be able to serve on city boards. So maybe we don't want greater depth, or input on that question. So then, that would kind of collapse it down to term limits and resigned run.
only because I'm saying how many
I
tables,
think
how many
those
spots you're
similar-
gonna have booths wise and, or
We want to keep it simple and fun too, so.
Yeah,
It needs
so
to
you
be
don't wanna have
manageable.
multiple booths where they're gonna kinda get bored by the time you just get the ticket. Or something.
Yeah, or like.
And they won't listen
To move.
or pay attention to the presentation while they're eating. You got it, yeah, that's the only reason I'm bringing it up, is just.
You could probably break it down to 3.
I wonder if we could also set it up so that like people could only do each one time, but they didn't have to go sequentially,
Yeah.
right?
Possible.
That might make it speed up a little bit, like that people could get through it. Waiting on one person that's hemming and hawing on one issue.
Probably waste.
What's the time frame? Are you thinking like 2 hours? Are you?
I wouldn't imagine it being much more than that.
Middle of the day on Saturday so that they have time prior or after to do something with the rest of their day.
Like we're feeding them 11 to 1 or something, so it's around meal time, and yeah, and don't make it long, cause no one will come then.
I think,
My thought is it's kind of buffet style, right? So you
Yes.
show up, you go through the little battery of,
Yes.
of games, and then you do it, and that's like maybe 10 minutes total, and then you can hang out as long as you want. You can eat your hot dog as long as you want, right?
So it's kinda come and go,
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like
you're not stopping.
you're coming and the first 15 minutes will be games, and the next 45 minutes will be a lecture about the.
and then you
Right.
get pitched on a
Right.
timeshare.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. No, it's like, I don't think we,
Can I sell timeshares, is what I wanna know.
Yes.
I don't think we wanna
I
sort of.
bet you could, but
people
we're not
captive.
allowing
Hey,
you to.
there you
What
go.
I thought is if we added so, like, if there was another, like, fun thing we could add, like face painting for kids or something like that, and I'd be open to ideas on that, that would be a target besides just the food, that would be a cool idea.
With regard to Hemlock, because Hemlock has all the fun stuff there. How long are they leaving the splash pad up for use?
That was till October, wasn't it?
I haven't heard, honestly.
I should know because I'm on the Parks Board, but I can't remember.
I wanted to think it was something that time in October, but.
I can find out
So we need
tomorrow
to
and
find
email you
that
guys,
out.
yeah.
If we- you know, that was gonna be part of the poll.
Right.
Well, because, yeah, if you hold it
Maybe
at,
there's other plain, like, yard
Well, they
games
have-
that we could set up for kids, or
Hemlock has myriad things for
even
children.
if the splash pad isn't on, there's still fun stuff.
Playscape that they put in.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's just mind-blowing, but, yeah.
then you get into the problem, is, you know, because a lot of families are enjoying the splash pad right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you're still trying to get them to this event because this is what we want them to do.
I mean, I
Can you
think
shut off
that,
the water till they
s-
come over?
no, I mean, I think that,
That's the benefit, actually, if there are people who
too.
happen to be there, but they wanna
And they see
grab a
food
free
and.
hot dog.
yeah, they have no idea that we're gonna be there, they just happen to be there, and then it's like, oh, there's food over there. We need a sign that's like,
Somebody's serving food.
free food this way.
But you must answer these questions first.
We need 5 minutes of your
Well, put
time.
free with a question mark, so, you know, that makes them think about it.
Not a question mark, an asterisk.
Okay, asterisk, that's a good.
Tiny little asterisk, just the answer.
In the final.
I like the little asterisk idea.
We say free food when they come over, we say that we're trying to free the food, and if they wanna help,
Yes, help
they
us.
just have to go through it.
3
I
questions.
love that. Free the food. I love
We
it.
just put the really, really small.
Really tiny.
Free the food.
So who's on this planning committee? Ann Foster? We have a third?
Jim. I volunteered Jim. Now, is there,
Not moving any more 8-foot tables, they already grabbed 2.
So Jen, something we'll need
Saturday.
to know in order to plan effectively, because we do have a time frame. If we can't solicit a sponsor to give us like free food, we're gonna need to roll out the checkbook, and we need to know how much the subcommittee will be free to spend on procuring food. And we'll probably need to engage a third-party vendor to do it if we can't get a donor, so that would be like contracting like 3 girls or somebody like that to actually come
Yeah.
and cook,
um,
make it
I
legal.
know Yellow Window does that, Three Girls does that.
Yellow Window would be another,
I'm guessing the two cheesy guys might.
Two cheesy guys might also be in for that. And that would be good food that would hold, so we'll see who we can get. If we can get anybody.
Well, yeah, talk to people, find out, if they do that kind of thing, what are the costs, so that we have something to look at. Would you make a decision about?
I think one thing that might help us before the subcommittee meets, does anyone have any like suggestions on food sources that these are people that are these are business owners that are civically minded, that would want to support this, that are very profitable, so they have the profit margin to support a donation.
That's the hard part, is the
Just
profit
because
margin,
it's
the small
one thing
businesses.
for like the subcommittee to like theorize, but if somebody has a hot lead on it, we have the most voices right now. I didn't think anybody would be like, oh, I know just this, but it doesn't hurt to ask.
No, I don't have anybody.
What did they do for the master plan? Was that pizza? Did she say they had pizza?
I think they did have pizza, actually.
Do you know whether that was donated by a local company or?
I'm sure we bought it.
I'm thinking more about
Really solicit.
the splash pad
They did that, they had.
ribbon cutting and pulled pork, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember, was it AmVets that,
Yes, that was
was
like a
it-
buffet with the hot.
or was it,
The Lions Club, and wasn't it?
That was,
I can't remember.
Dave Hamlin was.
You're gonna remember better than me. Oh, Jesus.
Well, I wasn't part of, I mean, help plan that, but yeah, I wanna say it was like the Lions Club and another, I think there were two groups that
I think
did
that maybe there was a church that was
it.
doing
It was a church,
like
Forest Life, I think.
the drinks or something.
And I would be open to that as long as we're not prohibited from doing it in any way, like doing like sponsored beverages, sponsored, you know, dogs.
I think we'd have to make sure that we're meeting like whatever food safe guidelines.
Oh, yeah, like serve safe for sure, health.
So it's like-
I just meant,
Yeah.
I meant from the standpoint of we're allowed to seek like private sponsorships for the event, even though I assume.
It's like there might be somebody out there that like, oh yeah, my buddy would totally like roast a pig, but like we probably couldn't do that.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean that, that would be
Saying.
too sketch,
You
yeah.
have to sign a waiver as well as play some games.
With a ping pong ball in the red bucket if you're not afraid of salmonella. No, what I was thinking
Here's
was
a meat
more along the
thermometer, take
lines
it in.
of, are we prohibited in any way from taking sponsorships or donations from vendors, but I don't think we are.
Who would we ask about that?
I can ask Brad, but I don't think so either, because you know, we're discouraged from doing it, but I don't know that, I'll double check with him tomorrow,
Good to, yeah, just
just to be safe. Have to make
And if we're
citizens
not,
arrest
then-
on all of you.
Is it fun jail?
we have to be arrested, Karen, I want to be arrested.
Because I will go.
But I mean, and if not, I think we can probably afford the cost of this. I see maybe like maximum 100 people attending, but I still think it's worth it to get that much input.
Another thing, and I don't know how you feel about this, I can ask Emma tomorrow too. We used to have a hot dog vendor that used to come out. He was in his own little food truck. I don't know if that's something that we could,
Like if
because then
we
you
could
don't have to
give
worry about
vouchers or
grills
something
and
like
then,
that.
Yeah,
they
would
could
be
go
great.
up and everybody
That would be
gets
great.
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, if we wanted to gear it around that too and make it a little food cart gathering and just give people vouchers for those food carts, I'm fine with that structure too. I have no preference about that component of it. And if it's, especially if it's food carts, it's local business, somebody trying to get off the ground, all the better.
Well, and it's nice too, because they've got their health department.
And they've got all of
They
their
cook
own
everything.
paperwork, yeah.
You're not dealing with keeping food cold or grills to cook the whatever. I'll see.
Yeah, that would be great.
Ms. Stacy? You're awfully quiet over there.
She doesn't want
She's
anything
just
to
saying
do
back
with my
there,
hot
not
idea.
saying anything. You can come sit.
Okay.
No, just hiding back there.
She's a stand-up kind of
We
girl.
even did the beg and she wouldn't chip in.
Do you want me to type something? I'm here for
I'm a girl, huh?
I can underline, highlight, make things red.
Okay, How soon do you folks think you can get together to hash out the plan here?
Realistically, I'm into next week. I'm into next week. I don't think I can make a meeting yet this week.
I can do it
Into next week, is that what you said?
next week works for me.
Next week?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't think I got anything going for a couple weeks.
Supposed to dog sit starting tomorrow night until Sunday, and it's in Rodney. So I'd rather it was next week anyway, just because I hate having to make extra commitments
Do
to
you
juggle.
sit regularly?
When I'm available, I'm down.
You got that,
Her radar just,
My antenna went up immediately.
How much did you charge a day?
okay.
I've only got one person that I dog sit for currently. I've dog sat for another client that I do painting work for. And I usually just am like, I don't know, whatever they think is fair, so long as it's not like, I'll give you $15 a day. I'm like, okay, I'm not staying at your house for $15 a day, and walking and feeding your dogs and petting them like nonstop. Like, I don't know, like $50 a day,
In here.
something like that. I don't know. It depends on how long it is and
7295.
what you want me to do.
Right now. I'm a dog sitter.
Okay, our next meeting
But
is
yeah,
The
I'm
10th?
interested.
Okay.
September 10th,
I guess if I'm available.
and I'm assuming you are not going to be here.
Probably will not be here.
Probably will not be here. Just a reminder, we are right now about 6 months from when we have to submit to the Attorney General's office. So
Do you feel good about where we're at?
I do.
Okay.
This really is the biggest thing, which we can be, and as I'm suggesting, because we're just about done with now the old business, start reviewing the edits from Mr. Reddick on the entire document, and a lot of them are cosmetic. I don't know how many of them are really substantive, but I think we don't want to talk about the wordsmithing committee, if the wordsmithing committee is going to get started. I think we can kind of do these overlapping. So, because I would really like to have us be in a fairly completed place by the end of December
Yes.
this year, would be really nice. Then we could maybe use January to just fine tune,
Just, take all that
fine-tune it.
wordsmithing stuff and go through.
really getting it to Mr. Reddick for a final read. Ourselves going through it for a final read and making sure, and what I'm relying on him for particularly is he has the checklist that was provided by the Attorney General's office. And there is a new person now a woman who has taken over from Mr. Ellsworth. And we have her contact information and he has all of that.
And we sent her like, congratulations on the new job. Here's some flowers and some candy
Lots of
from.
candy.
Barney, son.
Here's a hot dog from
From the
the.
CRC at Big Rapid. Okay, so, I think, if we put our shoulder to the grindstone and just stay on track, I really think we can do that. And I think I will feel much better then about that we have done our due diligence about trying to get input from the public as best we can, those particular issues. Then we can, from that, we can make a decision going forward as to how we're going to word this and what we're going to do, and then get it in shape by the end of the year.
I think another good thing about the event too is we'll get sort of just anecdotal feedback from individuals who are asking questions or providing input as to how they're thinking about and framing some of these issues, and maybe be able to develop a sense of direction from that if we understand that somebody really misinformed about the issue, then we can kind of work at that in our education, maybe get a little bit of news coverage to talk about those issues in detail leading up to when we complete the draft and hand it off. That way we can make sure for sure that before it's even gone to the state, we've listened to people, taken their opinions into consideration, and then shaped the content of it, or provided them with the information they need to understand it better.
I bet you that Kathy Crew or Dylan would do a story on that too.
I think so.
That's worth reaching out about too.
Absolutely.
Usually pretty receptive.
Okay, very good.
Just to backtrack quick, do you guys want to set a date right now? Do you want me to put in the minutes when you guys are going to meet next week?
Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. at
Let's see. Next Wednesday at 5:30, I can do that.
Want to meet somewhere we can like grab coffee, like movie, or do we want to scout out Hemlock Park, have our conversation there?
Whatever y'all suggest, I'm fine.
Why don't we meet at the park, then we can kind of have a mental picture of the space we're talking about as well.
What, North End or Hemlock?
I'm thinking Hemlock.
We have to
Has the most
reserve,
attractive
yeah.
kids.
Well, if the three of you are just gonna
It's
sit
just the
there.
three of us.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking down the
We
road.
would need to,
Oh, absolutely, we'll have to reserve it
We'll have
for
to-
the event.
Once you make a decision and make sure it's.
and we'll need to home in on a date.
Yeah.
That meeting as well, and then I'll get with you, Karen, to find out what our steps are. Or I guess I would get with Heather, wouldn't I?
Actually, Erin
Erin,
is
okay.
the, yeah, she'll have you fill out a special event form.
I think we can even fill it out online.
You can. In fact, I think I have it. No, they can provide that for you. Okay?
So 5:30 Hemlock next.
5:30 Hemlock Wednesday.
Excellent.
Put everything in calendars.
That's what I do. I put it in the calendar, my phone calendar right away and tell it to remind me like 50 times. And then by the time it actually happens, I'm like, I wasn't paying attention to those reminders anymore.
Okay, very good. On to new business. And I believe this is our last red line document from Mr. Reddick, which is the first one he actually sent us. And I would like to start going through that, and we might actually be able to get this done by 7 o'clock. What do you think?
We shouldn't have said it out loud is what I'll say.
You're gonna hold her to it, huh?
Okay.
Did everybody read through this already? On the email?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
I read through it,
Just a
but
way
I'm
to
glad that you
proceed?
printed it out, so I didn't have to
Well,
wait
I
down time
mean-
and read it
Just
all.
go through the red stuff?
I mean, I think that we could just, if everybody's read through it, did anybody have any issues with the changes that Ron made? They
Well,
all
in fact, I appreciate it. And see, these are the things we use in particular, when, like, the effective date, what has to happen, the process, the verification, the various copies you have to send, all the bureaucratic red tape around this.
And a little bit of
So-
proper wording.
And a little bit of proper wording. We have not, well, we have a preamble that we put in there, and it's been on hold. So that's something that we can start to revisit while we're working on some of the other stuff, I suppose. Although,
That's wordsmithing
do
committee,
that
right?
toward the
That's new business B.
yeah, that is new business B. I forget, who's on the wordsmithing committee besides me?
Say, you let Ron do the
Were you on the
right?
wordsmithing?
You kinda already doing it.
I don't think,
Were you on the, you were on
I
the
think it was
wordsmithing?
Brian.
I don't remember. It was so long ago.
I don't think I was, but I can be.
I thought it was Stacy who was in charge of that.
I think we have a one-man committee doing it already.
I know.
We have to go back behind him because, you know.
It's hot mess.
Okay. I'm not sure how much time you want to spend on this.
She's like wordsmithing committee.
I will just say, you know, right up front here, we're not voting on anything tonight as far as these suggestions, because when the document is completed, that's when we're going to vote on it, I suspect. And there's, unless he's making anything of a substantive change, which I don't,
Didn't seem
he's
like-
really just added some language for clarification. He has gotten us on the road to active voice, which when we wordsmith, and just in case we've missed anything going forward, we can do that. I noticed that he changed the commission to its, which is fine. I don't know, did he, you know, Brad Fowler helped us craft, or he helped to craft the language about, which I think was in section 4 about non-discrimination, and I don't recall that Mr. Reddick did anything with that. Frankly, the whole last page of this is no longer relevant as far as section 8.1, because we've already done that. And I believe on the last page, section 1333B was, that language is also not relevant anymore because of the changes that we made.
Right.
So, I guess I'm asking, do we need to go through this line by line? Are you okay with the changes that he made? Is there
I
anything?
was already okay with this. My only thought was that this section in particular, he needs to have the benefit of seeing our final language.
Well, we sent him that new stuff that the subcommittee did. And then he sent back his red line on that, which is what we voted on this evening, so, yeah. And that was hugely helpful. So, okay, if,
With 13.3B,
yeah,
because we changed the actual purchasing portion,
yeah.
do we want to still have something for alterations or change orders to contracts?
Does that make sense now in terms of what we put in place for the purchasing
We
language?
did not cover anything that changes along the way.
These would be things that happened after the fact, after the agreed upon price or the amount was set by the city commissioners. So I do think that is still,
Would this now sounds to me now like something that needs to go in the ordinance rather than the charter? Or what do you think? I don't know. What's your feeling about that, Stacy?
I think that would be a good place for that.
So this
I
is
don't
under
know.
this is under contracts.
But some are gonna be through the city manager and some would be through the commission, so I think it would be really hard for us to spell it out here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine, like, what's a contract that would be like under $7,500 that the city has? Like, can we just,
I can go look at
Well, that would have been like the change in it,
That's just a
so it still
change.
could have been like a $4 million project, and then a change is under the 7,500.
You got somebody in there?
Are you coming back?
Sounded like something.
so if the
They'll
change was
look up something.
greater, then,
Then the 7,500.
I mean, I'm just trying to think, like, can we just change it to alterations or change orders to contracts shall be made only by resolution of the city commission?
I mean, if it's a small enough
Yeah.
thing, I think spelling it out saying alteration or change orders to contracts.
I mean, who else would,
That process should be spelled out in the
the
city
ordinance.
ordinance and
Okay.
call it good.
yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, who would be agreeing to the contract or change order that wasn't the city commission?
Well, if we're
Department
giving
heads?
purchasing permission to the city manager for some things, then why would it go to the city commission if it changes along the way? Like if it's still in that.
In 8.10, letter C, second paragraph, says the ordinance shall also, this is the new stuff that we wrote. The ordinance shall also provide the monetary limit within which purchases may be made and contracts for services entered into by the city manager in accordance with the approved budget without the necessity of the commission not to exceed 0.75% of the original budgeted operational expenses of the general fund.
That doesn't cover necessarily changes to contracts.
What I'm grappling with is, here we stipulated a percentage, it's stipulating a monetary value, a price. Do we need to put that also in percentages, or,
I don't think that would be worthwhile, because it's gonna depend on the scope of the project to begin
Exactly.
with. So I think just spelling out, that's also part of the ordinance, is gonna be the easy way out for us, anyway.
so, say that again, what you just said.
So alterations or change orders to contracts, are to be handled according to the purchasing ordinance.
and let the
Something like-
purchasing ordinance be updated as
Annually,
those percentages make sense, or as the responsibility for determining the cap and contract additions.
I think the ordinance has to get updated every year.
which we stipulated.
Because we could be talking on a
When they
10-year
approve the
time
budget.
scale and a percentage that makes sense now for increase might not be relevant later.
We said the ordinance has to be approved when they approve the budget
Yes.
at the same time,
Yeah.
annually. And has to be reviewed annually, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that, you think that'll cover it then?
I believe it would.
Alterations or change orders to contracts.
In accordance with, city ordinance.
City
I
purchasing.
feel like that's, is that passive voice?
Yeah.
Like,
Be made.
isn't, Brett, Ron's gonna change that to
City
something like,
purchasing ordinance shall dictate the amount,
something like that. It's,
terms of any contract.
city ordinance dictates. Something like that.
The city purchasing ordinance
Shall dictate the terms of any contract amendments.
shall state the terms of any contract alterations or changes. Contract alterations or changes. We're gonna get so good at active voice.
I'm really bad at that.
Train
Really bad. Well, don't you hate it when you click and it doesn't do it?
Alright, does that,
Can you take the in excess of out of there?
oh, yep.
Okay.
Good catch, Stacy.
All right. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Were there any other comments, questions, whatever on Mr. Reddick's suggestions? All right, good job. Stacey, have you had a chance to incorporate those
No, not yet.
the document? Okay, you don't have to do that right now. But, okay. Wordsmithing committee. When do we want to get started?
Not next Wednesday.
Not next week. Not next week.
I have a suggestion, actually. Should we wait until we have our little event with?
Yes, I was just thinking that.
Okay.
Just thinking that. You read my mind. It's just thinking that exact same thing. So we can really start wordsmithing in earnest. And as we have discovered, Mr. Reddick has done a lot of the work for us. Thank you very much. But maybe starting in October, take those last 3 months of the year to kind of hammer down on it. I don't think.
You could just set the wordsmithing committee to meet in the week after our October meeting. Because September is gonna be presumably our event, and we'd probably wanna have a CRC meeting following the event before the wordsmithing committee. And then, I don't know, I always find it helpful to schedule things out as far in advance as possible, because then you don't run into as many conflicts
Yes.
trying to do it at the last minute.
Okay, our October meeting is October 8th. So if we do our event toward the end of September, it'd be good, and then
We
wordsmithing.
can revisit it from who's gonna be a part and set a meeting date.
If that all falls into place, which we hope it will, then we could get started after the CRC meeting on October 8th. Makes sense?
Who all is wordsmithing? Did we determine that?
I think I am.
Jennifer, Ann,
Stacy?
Stacy?
I can barely spell.
Out.
You don't know what all the words I learned off construction sites. That was not gonna help you with this.
The words you learned off construction sites? Were they
Most of
color-
it in
were they
CK.
colorful?
Well, they were color coded.
Were they colorful epithets?
Oh, very, very very graphic.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Okay, I think there's no member of the public. And no
Shocker.
comments. Shocker, I know. I have no
Wait until we have a
announcements.
barbecue, it'll all be different.
Anything, have anyone?
Just so
have
long as we don't call it a roast.
For the good of the order. Yeah, then I will declare the meeting adjourned.
Wow. Slow clap.
Well done to all y'all.
That is for sure a record.
Well done to all of you all. Appreciate your work.
I had no idea. Do you want to? I'm fostering a dog, that's okay. Good. I could dog sit for you.
I think you started with a dog tag.
It's so quiet all of a sudden.
So who's all on the committee for the signs that you're making? Who's all doing that?
I know we got about 14 people coming.
Is this the